Let's study the updated questions for VCP-VCF Administrator 2V0-17.25 exam in today's video. 4 topics will be tested on the test. 1. An administrator is preparing to deploy a new VMware Cloud Foundation (VCF) fleet to an environment that does not have internet access. Which 2 binaries must be uploaded to the VCF installer appliance before initiating the deployment? Choose 2. A. Identity Broker BESX CNSX DVCF Operations E. Lifecycle Manager. Answer: C, D. 2. After a migration to VCF 9.0, an administrator must import only logging data newer than 90 days from ARIA operations for logs 8x into VCF operations for logs. If VCF operations for logs has enough space available, what is the correct way to achieve this? A. Configure log forwarding in ARIA operations for logs. B. Import logs from an NFS archive used for ARIA operations for logs. C. Initiate the transfer from the control panel in VCF operations. D. Initiate the transfer from ARIA operations for logs. Answer: C. 3. Which tool does an administrator use to collect and validate the initial inputs for the deployment of a VMware Cloud Foundation (VCF) fleet? A. SDDC Manager. B. Cloud Builder. C. VCF Installer. D. VCF Operations. Answer: C. 4. An administrator must ensure the network team can fully utilize the network operations feature in VCF. What component must be installed and configured? A. VCF Operations for Networks. B. vDefend Firewall. C. VCF Operations Collector. D. NSX Networking. Answer: A. 5. An administrator must deploy a new VMware Cloud Foundation (VCF) instance using a supported VCF operations model with the smallest possible resource footprint. Which VCF operations deployment model should be used? A. Stretched cluster. B. Continuous availability. C. Simple. D. High availability. Answer: C. 6. An administrator is tasked to deploy a new vSAN storage cluster to an existing VCF instance. The VCF instance is deployed as a single workload domain. What must the administrator do to achieve this without deploying additional management components? A. Deploy an additional VCF instance and workload domain with a vSAN storage cluster. B. Deploy additional hosts as vSAN storage-only nodes within the existing cluster. C. Deploy a second cluster as a vSAN storage cluster in the existing workload domain. D. Deploy an additional workload domain with a vSAN storage cluster within the existing VCF instance. Answer: C. 7. An administrator creates a custom alert in VCF operations for a VM with a symptom definition: read latency greater than 1 ms. The alert should trigger immediately once the symptom condition occurs. What additional step is required to ensure the alert functions? A. Enable the alert in an active policy. B. Create a new payload template. C. Create an instance of the REST notification plugin. D. Create and enable a super metric for read latency in the active policy. Answer. A. 8. Which two are use cases for VMware Cloud Foundation, VCF, automation? Choose 2. A. Implement alerting based on resource utilization. B. Implement VMware Cloud Foundation Virtual Private Cloud, VPC. C. Provide a self-service catalog. D. Deploy VMware Private AI Foundation with NVIDIA workloads. E. Provide application dependency mapping. Answer. C. E. 9. An organization wants to enable service and application discovery across their VMware Cloud Foundation, VCF, fleet. Which optional VMware Cloud Foundation, VCF, solution must the administrator enable or deploy to facilitate this capability? A. vSphere Supervisor. B. VCF Operations for Logs. C. VCF Operations Collector. D. VCF Operations for Networks. Answer. D. 10. An administrator is responsible for monitoring VMware vSAN performance across a VMware Cloud Foundation, VCF, instance. The administrator confirms VCF operations is configured correctly. When viewing storage operations, the vSAN cluster performance widget is not displaying any data. What additional configuration should the administrator complete to ensure the widget displays data? A. Enable support insight for all vSAN clusters in vCenter. B. Select the cloud proxy as collector in the vSAN integration. C. Select Enable Smart Data Collection in the vCenter integration. D. Enable performance service for all vSAN clusters in vCenter. Answer. D. Subscribe PASSERT for more IT exams.